Hello there guys, Wayne from Luna's World. Welcome to X-Plane 11. Welcome to a very overcast and rainy Sumburgh airport in the Shetland Islands, I believe, in Scotland. And what we're going to be doing is doing a fairly long flight actually, but I won't make you sit through the whole thing, over to the Faroe Islands. We're going to be, I've set up a flight plan that takes us to Vagar, which is the main airport for the Faroe Islands, and while we're there we're going to be doing some hopping around the various islands. There's actually 8 helipads there, so it's actually a perfect opportunity for me to do some helicopter flying training and practicing. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do a series of little missions hopping from one island to another, and I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the initial first kind of part of the series, flying over to the main island of the Faroe Islands, and I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of good fun. So I did have Xenviro enabled, but unfortunately the performance just isn't acceptable for overcast like this. But what I will do is, once we're above this cloud, I will then go ahead and enable Xenviro. And the other thing to note is the runway textures. I've actually installed the 4K textures from Airport Environment Solution. Quite like them, I have to say. So yeah, I'm going to do a video on that, an updated video on the updated version. So look out for that coming your way pretty soon. But let us get the show on the road here. Takeoff flaps set. And we'll put some ice protection on. Yeah, because going up into this thick cloud, and the temperature up there is cold, so there is a risk of ice. Alright, so I have already pre-programmed the flight plan in. It was just a case of doing it in SimBrief and then importing it. So let's get this show on the road, guys. Let's get ourselves over to the Faroe Islands. Looking forward to this trip. It'll be a lot of fun. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed is alive. 60 knots. It's 80 knots. And rotate. Go. Positive rate. So yeah, pretty murky, horrible day out there. So I'm going to hand fly us so that we're on course, and then I'm going to climb up to an altitude of 20,000 feet. Let's actually skip 2. And we'll hit the autopilot instead of put the yaw damper on. Hit nav and hit autopilot. Do a level change here. We've been cleared up to flight level 200, so I'll be going to the soup. This is default, by the way. Actually, is it? Let me just double check. No, it's not default. This is Ultra Weather X, which does a fantastic job, especially in VR. Let's just pop outside and have a wee look. Yeah, so pretty nasty out there. But anyway, we are just poking through the clouds now, just at 7,000 feet. So once we get up to our cruise altitude, I will check out Xenviro clouds and see what the performance is. But you can see here we're getting a solid 90 FPS, mostly because we're over water. There's no scenery around, so it makes for a very nice, smooth experience. And I have to say, the scenery, the Faroe Islands by Aerosoft is very, very good. So you're in for a treat if you haven't seen that already. It's beautiful scenery. So really looking forward to flying some helicopters over there. Should be a lot of fun. Alright, I don't know if I dare turn Xenviro on yet. Let's do it. Let's try. So, disengage that. There's default. And there is Xenviro. Okay, not too bad. Have lost some frames. But still maintaining a reasonable amount of frame rates here. Still nice and smooth. Got some weird artifacts there. I'm just going to see if this works. Looks like I've got an ortho tile there. It's interesting. I don't remember doing that. I'm curious. Okay. Is it doing the clouds now? Yep. There we go. And that did get rid of that weird effect here, but that looks really good. And for miles and miles and miles, that's what I like about Xenviro. Okay guys, so this is going to be a rather long flight, so I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing, so I'll bring you back once we are a bit closer to the Faroe Islands. I'm going to give you a bit of information towards getting there. I'm going to give you a bit of information about the Faroe Islands themselves, just for interest. And yeah, I'll see you when we're a bit closer. Okay, so we're just dipping below the cloud here. And we should be pretty much getting lined up with the runway. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is ridiculous. How beautiful is that, guys? That almost took my breath away. My goodness me. Wow. So this is the kind of landscape that we're going to be exploring, which is very, very exciting. Alright, there is the one runway dead ahead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. And we're going to do everything manually from here on in. So let's go gear down. I'll be telling you about the islands as we explore them a bit more in the helicopter. I haven't quite decided which helicopter I'm going to use yet. I might use a combination of about 3. Another reason that I came here is so that we might encounter some snow at some point with Xenviro. I'm going to try and use Xenviro as much as possible, just to see what the performance is like. And we're in a very interesting part of the world, so I think we're going to get some good weather. I mean good as in interesting, not as in good flying weather. But yeah, so it should be a good testing ground for Xenviro. remember if this has reversers or not, but I just engaged them, so assuming it does. But yeah, welcome to Vagar, and I'm hoping there's going to be a turn off here, but what an incredibly beautiful looking place. Vagar Flockhaven. I'm sure that's not how we pronounce it, but never mind. What an interesting part of the world. I guess it's a pretty unforgiving place in terms of the weather, being out here in the North Atlantic. Alright, we'll do a little tour. We'll ignore the taxi rules here. It's quite nice actually. The scenery is done very well. It's a nice looking airport. I'm going to dim the lights and just see what we have in the way of airport lights. That's all looking very good. Yeah. Guys, I hope you're as pumped as I am for this. I'm really looking forward to checking out this scenery here and flying some helicopters. So I'll see you then, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and yeah, as always, please like and subscribe, and speak to you soon. Take care.